She didn't get it. Let me send it to her.
Welcome, everybody. How's it going?
Hello, hello.
All right. So we, of course, we're joined by the Horror Freak 85, Mr. Steven, down below, down here, from the House of Horrors podcast. We're joined by the Horror Freak 85.
Oh, I knew I forgot something there.
There you go. I knew, yeah.
Ta-da!
How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good.
Let's see. We got Mom in the house. We got Vanessa in the
Katie
house.
in the house. Got Katie in the house. Hi,
Katie
Katie.
in the house. There we go. All right. Now we got some folks.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hello.
Boom.
So, yesterday we were over at the House of Horrors. And thank you for not letting me get lost in the House of Horrors like I always do when I go to the horror corner.
Horror corner.
Horror corner. I love that. That's one of my favorites. But we had a hell of a time yesterday, Stephen. You and Boom were awesome hosts, and thank you for having us on yesterday. We really enjoyed it.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But today is our turn to host, and we're glad to do so. And we are kicking off Mark Polonia Week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
That's right.
Let me find
Now Steven's got wow, look at that.
fancy.
Wow. Now the Polonia brothers, right? They started out together. Did they start out together, or did one of the two brothers start out first and the other one joined them? Do you know, Steven?
I'm not sure about that. I think Mark maybe I might have teamed up with his brother. I'm not sure. Well, trivia question I should research.
Yeah, you're a Polonia guy.
Oh gosh, put me on the spot, aren't you?
That's your homework. You need to find out for us.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Well, do you know?
No, but then again, we don't have 400 Wild Eye movies.
Okay. Well, I'll have to get in touch with them and make it happen. Be like, who started it, you or your brother? We must know.
We're expecting you to jump on your phone and speed dial one of the pals.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
That's right. We're expecting that.
Morning.
Oh, morning.
Morning.
Miss Betty's here. Miss Betty's here. Hello, Miss Betty.
Glad you're here. Yeah. So this has been a fun week. I have to admit, I've enjoyed covering 5 Polonia movies. I think they're a lot of fun, and I did a couple. I shared off a couple that we did last for the what's going on. Everybody's doing 5 movies. I know that Hobbs Horror is doing Polonia Week. I haven't. Yeah, I think that's. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who else.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bones will.
Yeah.
Hopefully Katie will. Hopefully.
There's so many easily available. So
yeah, just go to Tubi.
I did a video too of if you need any movie ideas. There's like 30 movies on there. So
yeah.
Yep.
Tons of Polonia movies, and if you're a little lost and you have an idea and don't know really what to pick out, just slip on a Dustin Ferguson movie, and and that'll help you.
It'll help you change the channel real quick.
I mean, if you're confused of which Polonia movie to watch, just watch 5 minutes of Dustin Ferguson, and you won't have that problem anymore.
I know which one now. Polonia's name? Boom, got it. That looks good.
Yep, I'm picking Splatter Farm right now.
That is one of my favorites of his, Return to Splatter Farm. I really enjoy that one.
Yeah, we actually liked it too. Hi Pete, how are you? Hi Betty. Thank you guys for all coming out. We are talking. We're doing our kickoff with Mark Polonia Week. Our special guest right now is Steven from the House of Horrors podcast. Stephen and Miss Boomstick come out every Saturday at 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Hello,
Except,
Nanette. How
this
are
coming
you?
Monday, though, we do have a special show Monday at 7.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So tomorrow, yeah, because today's Sunday, 7 o'clock, same time. He just can't do weekends, but he's going to come on. Rolando Molini, who did some voices in Family Guy, American Dad. He was in Bruce Almighty as one of the hood guys that beats up Jim Carrey. Sons of Anarchy, Dexter. Yeah, a whole bunch of list of different television shows. He recently did a horror movie with Danny Trejo. It was an all-Latino cast called Murder in the Woods. So we'll be talking about that too. And so it should be interesting to hear all aspects of pretty much every genre he's done. So including cartoon voices.
Is he the guy who the monkey comes out of his butt?
It's not him, not that guy, but the guy next to him goes, "Yo, you want your ass kicked?" And he's the last one that runs off to the side. He's also Baby Joker in the next Friday. The three brothers, he's Baby Joker.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, that's him. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I know who that is.
So
he does animal abuse, eh?
Well, it was his brother that said the dog, but he's the younger one of them.
Yeah, he's the short one.
So, and he was also in the movie. He played Hector in Crazy Beautiful. I guess he was the brother of the main guy, and So, that's what he was like when I was talking to him. People go, "Oh, that's you." So he likes to, as he said, kind of be like a chameleon and play different characters and just be seen throughout all these movies. And
I just wondered. I wonder though that when he says I was in Bruce Almighty. I wonder if he gets that. I wonder if that's the first question all the time. Were you the one that had the monkey come out of your butt? And he's going, I think that no, for the last time, that was Noel G, not me. Leave me alone.
I was the one that said you want your ass kicked.
Yeah.
but still, he was part. You also see him in the group, like in the beginning, when he gets beat up and they're all kicking him, and you see him, in the group beating the hell out of him. So
that's a fun movie too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
You never seen Bruce Almighty?
If I have, I don't remember much.
That's a good movie.
Is that the Jim Carrey one or the other one?
It's a funny movie, but it has a lot of heart.
Yeah,
a lot of heart, and the ending will choke you up. That you'll get a little emotional. It was surprising to see that in that movie because Jim Carrey, but there was a couple of really strong moments in there that were emotional. Yeah, good movie.
But not Polonia.
Yeah, not Polonia.
But not a Polonia.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sure there's I don't know. I sort of got choked up watching Splatter Farm, seeing our good buddy Kyle get killed. I was like, that's messed up. Oh, spoiler alert. But he already said that anyway.
Yeah, he said that.
But I was heartbroken. I was like, oh man. I mean, he didn't get a chance to knock. He should have turned around and at least had a chance to knock the bad guy out. But yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance to fight back or nothing.
Just
nothing. We want justice for Kyle.
Hashtag justice for Kyle.
Hashtag justice for Kyle.
Hashtag justice for Kyle.
That's right.
There you go.
Come on, Mark. Come on out here and tell us why you killed him off. What do you think about some directors that like some characters like that? Let me ask you this, Stephen. The bat has struck. The bat has struck. Let me ask you a question as a film watcher and a reviewer. Do you like it when the directors do you like that middle of the movie? Like we're gonna kill off a main character, just to shock the audience. Do you like that trope, or you think it's overdone?
Sometimes it might be fun to see, and sometimes it's like, what the hell did I just see? I guess it depends on who it is. Like, not a Polonia film, but for example, the See No Evil 2, spoiler alert, but I'm sure everyone knows, the Soska twins kill off Danielle Harris, and you think she's going to be like the survivor of the group, and it's like, what the hell? So
yeah.
Do I have that?
Yep.
You're in luck. I don't have that one behind me.
You don't have that one? Oh,
I have it somewhere. I have it, I think, over here somewhere.
Nope, you can whip it out of the collection again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be having a room tour with Al Lucard on a Midnight Society coming up soon. He's going to go ahead and show us everything that he has.
Oh yeah. It'd be an 8-hour video.
I was going to say it's going to be a special 8-hour live stream.
It's an 8. Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, it's going to be hosted by Katie. Katie's going to host that stream for us.
Have some commercials in between, some intermissions. All right, go get your popcorn, go get some food, snacks.
Sure.
I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking even better. I'm thinking that we could show off the room, but everybody that needs watch hours, they can come over and do an hour's worth of coverage, and that way they have watch hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody will come over to see Al's collection.
There we go. So do you have them alphabetically there, or by genre, or all your like arrows or whatever?
Behind me, this is mostly horror, horror and genre stuff mixed in.
Right.
Yeah, that's mostly. And then over here I have, well, these are the Blu-rays. The DVDs are on this side.
I'm just waiting for you to show off that ISC collection you keep telling me about.
The IFC collection that I have about maybe 3 movies. Yeah, down.
That's just not right. You got. How many do you have, Steven?
IFCs. I don't know. I might have about 10. I don't know. I'd have to go through and.
3.
I know that. Yeah.
3.
I know I have more than 3, but I'd have to see what they are. I don't know offhand.
What was the first Polonia movie that you remember consciously getting?
First Polonia one.
I know the first one I saw. I can tell you that.
I can tell you the first one that I saw and bought.
I didn't buy it, but I think the first one I might have seen was Bigfoot vs. Zombie. I think that might have been the first one that I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, but see, you bought it, but you didn't watch it. Because you did your Wild Eye channel and you asked us like what movies do you want me to review, and I suggested that one and you hadn't seen it yet,
right?
So you had to take it from your watch stack and then you watched it and then you cursed me out.
Yeah, that was me.
I'll show you House of Horrors, you son of a bitch.
That was me. Sure.
Yeah, Steven, watch Bigfoot versus Zombies. That's excellent. All right, I trust you, Patrick. I'm gonna go watch it.
You're like, check out this cover. It's awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that cover will sucker anybody in. I challenge anybody to show me as far as Wild Eye go, show me a better Wild Eye cover than Bigfoot versus Zombies. You can't do it. That cover is insanely good. It's like Return to Splatter Farm. That's a pretty badass cover.
It is.
I got to give Wild Eye credit for that. They come up with some amazing covers. They really do. I mean, look at that. That is a cool ass cover.
It's like we're waiting for the posters to come out. Come on.
I know. I keep saying that because I want a Ouija Shark poster.
That would be fun too. Yeah.
Well, they're supposed to be working on it, but I'm not. Since I'm no longer in the loop. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that was actually my first movie too for the Polonia Brothers was Bigfoot versus Zombie.
Mm-hmm. Well, I go back further than both of y'all because I discovered them in the 90s. The first thing I saw, I believe, was Splatter Farm, and I saw it. I was 14, maybe. And I remember watching it and I was just like, what the hell is this? Like, I didn't get it, like, at all. Like, I was just like, whatever. And then I just kind of forgot about him. And then I ended up seeing, I think, Hellspawn. And I was like, oh, this is horrible. What the hell? And then years later, I saw, I don't even know which one it was. but I saw one of them and I'm like, man, this is really funny. So then I started watching a few more, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. And so, I went back and watched Hellspawn and, all the stuff. And so that's my journey to the Polonias.
Actually, now that I think back, like I didn't realize I wasn't into his back then, but now that I think back, I might have seen Feeders at the video store.
Yeah, Feeders was a big one too.
Not knowing that was a Polonia film at the time when I saw it, because I think I did see that when it like years ago, but I just didn't get the rest of them. Like, and I didn't follow him completely. Like, I didn't think like, oh, I want to get another Polonia film. So that could be one. But as for like having my collections or starting to watch, I remember, starting with Bigfoot vs. Zombies and going back and watching stuff. And so, and getting into it more recent, the last few years or, whatever, however long it's been. But
yeah.
Nanette says from the cover, there's a movie that reminds her of the Children of the Corn from the cover of the movie. You're right. It
does.
It does. Yeah. They actually do go through. It's not a full cornfield, but they do go through a few corn. Not a lot, but enough.
The dance in the cornfield, the Jeremy dance.
What was that? Do you think that was a shot on Polonia's property, Mark's property? That's a bit. It would look like a big piece of property.
It was somewhere near them that they filmed it, but it wasn't his property. I can't remember. I know in one of the interviews they did say where it was, if it was Mark's or not, somewhere in one of my interviews when we talked about it, because I know that property was mentioned, how they like to go into that property. So,
Al, you want to talk a little bit about Tuesday?
Yeah, I was just about to mention it. And then, of course, Tuesday, we have Tubi Tuesday.
Yeah.
I know, shocker, I know. But Steven's going to join us, and we're also going to have the star of the movie with us, Miss Greta Volkova. And we're going to be talking about Sharkenstein.
Sharkenstein.
Yep. It is on Tubi, so definitely check it out before Tuesday. It is hilarious. I had a lot of fun with it, personally. So Tuesday night should be pretty awesome, and it's going to be a little bit earlier than usual, folks. It's going to be I believe 8:30 Eastern time is when we're going to start. So a little bit early than what we normally do. It will be live and should be a good time. I'm looking forward to that a lot, actually.
I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to. I'll be there in spirit. But I'll definitely be watching the replay for sure. I think it's going to be a very, very fun time. And, it's definitely one of the movies that's, when people talk about Mark Polonia, that's one of the movies they immediately talk about is the Sharkenstein. I hear that a lot. When they talk, outside the little community we have, whenever I hear or read anything, it is pretty much, about Sharkenstein, because it's just so outrageous.
Well, that's one thing about the Polonia is they do come up with the greatest titles.
Yes.
Like Splatter Farm. I mean, how badass of a title is that? Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like
Bigfoot versus Zombies.
Bigfoot versus House Squatch. Yeah.
House Squatch. Frozen Squatch. You could actually do a show all on that right there, Stephen. And you and Boom could go through and name all the movies that the Polonia brothers have done.
There we go. Yeah.
See which movie title was the best.
Amityville Armchair. No.
Amityville Armchair. Anything can be Amityville.
Yes, Amityville Computer. Amityville.
Yeah, Amityville in space.
Amityville PlayStation 5.
I wonder if they're gonna have a video game on that.
Amityville video game, or just call it Amityville video game. That way they can do anyway.
There you
go. Because with their budget, they'll have to use an Atari or something. Like with the old school.
I'm trying to remember, Steven, if we talked to Jeff about this when we talked to him, but was Return to Splatter Farm, was that his first time he ever directed anything?
It might have been, or no, I think he might have done some of his own short films. I have to go back and watch.
I remember he was doing his own. I wasn't sure if this was wasn't sure if this wasn't his first feature film that he directed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I do know he did a bunch of shorts and stuff earlier, because I remember when I was talking with Tim Hatch, he was saying how they kind of had a little crew together, and they made a bunch of shorts and whatnot. Yeah.
Hi, Andre. How are you? Glad you're here. We're talking to Steven. He's one of the co-hosts of the House of Horror. We're talking Mark Polonia week. So what do you got going on? What do you got going on Saturday, Steven? Got anything going on for Polonia week? Anything?
Yeah, we're gonna be watching. Surprise, surprise! Return to Splatter Farm and watch along there, and we'll have some special guests. You'll see, they'll be doing like some commentary, talking about it. So live on the air. So we'll all be watching it together, and they can break down their scene or whatever they want to talk about, any memories or favorite parts or issues they've had on the set or whatever. Just
issues they had on the set. Look at that, Al. He's trying to generate some
constant drama. There's no issues. They all get along.
Hold on. I'm taking notes on it for the Midnight Society. Drama.
They all can't stand each other.
Yeah.
The secret is they really hate each other. They act all buddy.
Yeah, they act all buddy, but they were too busy fighting over the craft table.
Yeah, because Mark's wife cooks the best food. They're all fighting over it.
That's right.
Nice. That's funny.
I liked how you presented that out. So it's gonna be fight night on the House of Horrors next Saturday.
They're gonna duke it out. The truth all comes out.
Yeah, Splatter Farm 3, House of Horrors.
Exclusively on the House of Horrors.
It's gonna be the title of the new movie. Return to Splatter Farm, House of Horrors.
Bam.
That's box office gold, baby.
Exactly. Are you listening, Mark? There you go. There's your sequel.
I guess before we let Steven go, we need to let him have his revenge tour. He was going to give us 5 of his favorite horror films from the 80s and 5 from the 90s.
He's like, oh, where's my list?
Yeah.
I already talked about them all yesterday. Watch the show if you must know. They weren't in really any particular order. There was just a whole bunch of them on there. So.
Yeah, I know. Let's hear the order, though. We want to hear the order.
The order? Let's see.
We already know what Boom would have picked. She would have picked Jaws Revenge 5 times, and she probably would have picked Free Willy 5 times. So okay.
Some Stephen King movies, though. She's a big Stephen King fan, probably like Cat's Eye and stuff like that. So.
Of course, we like Cat's Eye. She has taste. She. Don't forget.
She's having some trouble getting on or something. I don't know what's going on. So, but yeah. Let's see. So, let's see. The Lost Boys. Let's see. Probably one of my favorite vampire movies of the 80s.
Great. Al's never going to let me live this down.
What? Because of the Lost Boys?
Yeah. Any vampire movie, she's going to sit there and say, yeah. And how many did the cats get?
Sorry, that person's not here. Fright Night. I love Fright Night. The Thing. Let's see.
She said that she didn't get an invite.
I just sent it to you.
I sent it this morning.
Yeah, I got mine early this morning too.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure everybody had it.
When I sent it, typing it didn't work.
You broke it, Steven. You broke it.
It's my fault. I don't know.
Funny.
Let's see. So what was it, Boom? What was your 80s? Was it a Stephen King one? Was I right on Cat's Eye?
Cat's Eye 5 times.
Cat's Eye, Pet Cemetery.
All cats, all 10 picks.
Hey, that's what we can do. Top 10 cat horror movies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can invite you back. We can invite Christy back for that one.
That's what. Hey, what we do is bat/vampire movies versus cat movies. There you go.
Look at Cat's Eye is great. See, yeah,
Cat's Eye is awesome.
all cats all the time.
What's your number one? Cat people?
The black cat people.
Or actually, Sleepwalkers is probably going to be better.
Well, no, you know what? She has to pick sharks. She has to pick her favorite 5 lake shark movies.
Yeah, one of these nights we'll do all the best shark movies. We got to do that.
You have to do it.
We got to maybe go in depth with Sharknado too. Break them down.
Oh Lord have mercy. Oh,
shoot,
that would actually be interesting.
You can almost do a Polonia shark countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got how many? A few at least.
Okay. Land shark.
Mm-hmm.
Noah's shark.
Sharkula.
Shark encounters.
Shark encounters of the third kind.
Virus
shark.
Yeah. Amityville was it Amityville Island?
It wasn't really a shark.
Not really. There is a shark, but not really.
Yeah.
Snow shark, ancient snow beast. Let's see. They got one for a cat. They got one for a cat.
Oh.
Yep. Let's see. Wildcat.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. They did Peter Rottentail? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's on Tubi too. It was one of the ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Land shark. Man. Yeah, I'm dang, it's 72 movies. Wow. That's amazing.
7 shark movies? Is there any more than the 7 shark movies, or did we name them all?
Jurassic Shark 2.
Oh, right, Jurassic Shark 2.
And rumor has it from my insider source that Jurassic Shark 3 is happening.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We got Shark Encounters of the Third Kind, Amityville Island. I did have a shark in it. See what else did it has? Land shark.
Yes, I bet.
Frankenstein. See what else is there. Well, you know what? Is Splatter Beach related to Splatter Farm?
No.
Oh.
No, it's not. Actually, I think that was the second Polonia movie I saw, was Splatter Beach. I'm pretty sure.
Right after you saw Splatter Farm. You probably thought it was a sequel.
Oh, it was like 10 years later.
Oh.
Yeah. I had no recollection of Splatter Farm at the time.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, here you go. His Boom's top 5 here. Evil Dead 2, The Stuff, Jaws 4, Halloween 3, Cujo, and Chopping Mall.
Yeah.
There you go.
The stuff is good stuff, yes.
The stuff is.
What I don't get though, it's coming out of the ground. Let's eat it.
Right?
Like I don't understand that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. What are you talking about?
It's like you might as well just eat some mud and have some mud pies. There we go.
Yeah, right. Jeez. Craziness.
Well, see, she put Jaws 4. See, I remembered that. I remember she liked Jaws 4 The Revenge. See, I pay attention to these things. Cujo, yeah, that's a great movie too. That's a really good movie.
And Chopping Mall, killer security robots killing teens partying. Come on.
It mentioned Deep Blue Sea. That's another one. What if they do? I wonder if they have any. I wonder if they have any shark movies in New Zealand. Maybe Andre could tell us that.
Oh. Just be careful with Jaws 4.
New Zealand does great horror films, let me tell you. They don't do that many, but the ones they do, they're sensational. Speaking of Sharknado, here's our friend Echo Zero coming in.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
He enjoys the NATO of sharks as well.
Well, he's trying to talk me into watching Zombies.
Zombies wasn't that bad.
But I asked him, I said, "Are there cheetahs in there?" And he said, "No, not really." And so I was like, "Okay, well."
You got like a killer giraffe, and what else was in
Who
there?
wants to see a killer giraffe? That's boring. Show me some cheetahs.
Nice.
That's right. Show some bats. And that's what we want to see.
Some bats, some cats, and rats. Got all the hats in it.
Well, we have another guest joining us.
Okay.
T. Betty in the house.
Hello.
Oh, hell yeah. Look who's here. Oh, the party's starting now.
Oh yeah, let's party hardy.
That's right. Hey, Betty, how are you? Nice meeting you.
Hello, Patrick. How are you?
Good.
Stephen, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So what do you think of the Polonias, T. Betty?
I love the Polonias. I get a real big kick out of them. I like the rawness of it, and how they can do so much with no money.
And
actually get a whole movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so awesome. It's so cool that you like them. I think that just tickles me to death.
I get a kick out. I mean, I just like to laugh. They're so funny.
There are a lot of funny moments in their movies. I mean, some of them aren't necessarily intentional, but still, it helps. I mean that it just helps put a smile on your face watching them.
It does.
Sharkenstein,
I can't sleep.
The guy with the sideways hat on Sharkenstein, that makes me laugh every time I see him.
Yeah. I watched that recently too. That's pretty good too. I actually watched last night Werewolf Bride. It was directed by Mark Polonia.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Bride of the Werewolf. Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Considering, right?
We were talking last night. We were curious. What was the first Polonia film you saw, or how did you get into it? Al was thinking that he told you about it, or.
Well, yeah, and then I was kind of just searching around on Tubi, and I was on one of the, I think it was SRS, I believe, and I saw this Housequatch, and it piqued my interest, so I bought it and I put it on, and I fell in love with him.
Whipping up
because I just thought it was so silly. It was funny.
Yeah, where's my Housequatch?
And since then, I've been hooked. Yeah, that's it.
This is the one that she bought, by the way. It is now in my possession.
Oh, you the SRS one?
Yeah.
Our good friend Casey, he is a huge fan of SRS, and he buys a lot of their releases too. Mostly the monster ones.
Yeah, and because they've been releasing a lot of kaiju stuff lately.
Yeah, I started looking at some of the earlier stuff too, just to get an idea what these guys were all about, and those were very interesting, too, because you could see them develop throughout their time when they get a little bit better each time. And I like the actors because they are the same people most of the time. They play different parts in the same movie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they definitely see the thing about the Polonia movies. Definitely seem like they're just having a lot of fun. I don't think there's any one of them that like take it dead serious. I think they're all out there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually drew names for the characters they play out of a hat.
It might be.
We got 12 speaking cards. Here's a hat. Draw a character from your hat. From the hat.
Or else, like in House Squatch, Tim played like 3 different characters in it, so that was fun.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. No, Tim, did he play the Sasquatch?
Yes.
In most of the scenes, yeah.
I was gonna say because he's a big guy, right? Isn't he he's pretty big?
Yeah, he's a stocky guy. Yeah. But like T. Betty was just saying, I think you can if you start watching them from the beginning and you kind of make your way up to the stuff now, you can see the progression of the effects of just filmmaking in general, which I find kind of fascinating.
I wanted to say that too. I wanted to say that I don't know if I could, because sometimes not every movie is like that. I mean, I think that's mostly. I don't think it's mostly because of lack of skill. I think it's lack of budget. That makes some of the movies sort of look like they've regressed a little bit. Um, since we're talking about Splatter Farm, I mean, that's the one thing that came and got me more than anything else was, it's the same. They had the same issue with Splatter Farm as they did with Girl in the Crossbow, and that was they only had enough budget to shoot a certain amount of time, and like Splatter Farm, honestly, that could have easily been a 90-minute movie, easily, but it's only 71 minutes. So they left a lot of the story on the ground, probably most likely because of budget constraints. And that's a shame. And that's a shame.
Well, my mom brings up a good point too. See, you love the cast because they look like real people. They're not, they're not all these skinny models and, all these frou-frou people. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I agree with that. We're talking about Splatter Farm being a love letter to Friday the 13th and other slasher films. And that's really one of the things that makes Friday the 13th, at least for the first two, so great was the fact that the people that are in the cast look just like ordinary people.
Mm-hmm.
You compare it to the cast from the first Friday the 13th to the remake, and it's a whole doesn't look anything nearly the same.
Yeah.
It's like people you run into every day.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Bones is gonna drop a Polonia video for us. There you go.
Oh, okay, cool. Looking forward to it.
There you go. Awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, most of the physical copies that I own came from T-Betty. So
Wow,
most of the Polonias, at least.
Now, do you have your own copies, or do you just get them to? Someone's echoing.
Because Echo showed up.
Yeah, do you hear that?
It didn't happen until Echo showed up.
I'm hearing myself.
Yeah. T Betty watches them kind of once or twice, and then she's like, "I'm done. Here, you can have it."
Wow, she's the best aunt.
Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, see, some people aren't nerdy like us that have to have them and watch them over and over again. Everybody's not like that.
I think we're gonna do a film tour of Al's collection soon.
Yes.
I'm just standing in the middle of the room and just turn around slowly.
You gotta pull it out and read the descriptions on every single back of the movie.
Oh God, it would take 3 days, at least.
Does anybody have their monitor on? If you do, go ahead and turn the sound down because we're getting the feedback.
Yeah, do you have it on the TV or something? And Betty keeps freezing because I think it's coming from her.
It might be. I mean, nothing with mine here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to go check my earphones here.
I got I think around 6,000 movies, something like that.
Six. That's crazy. I think I got
it is. This room's full. The other spare bedroom is full. I got some in the living room.
Yeah. I think I got like 4.
Yeah, so I definitely have an addiction. Yeah.
Could be worse. I mean, hey, as long as
there's definitely worse things I could be addicted to for sure.
So
yes. And then my wife also has before we got together, she also had like 1,000 or 2,000 movies. So now it's all together, and it's yeah. So
let's talk a little bit about the movie we wanted to talk about. We want to talk a little bit about Splatter Farm. I mean, I watched it today. I think it was. I definitely say it was. It definitely had some highs and lows to it. It was a very interesting movie.
Oh yeah,
Definitely like to get some of you guys' input on that. We're gonna deep dive into a Polonia movie.
Wish us luck.
If we're not back in 72 minutes, send help.
Yes, because we've gone on way too long.
That's your cutoff point.
That's the cutoff.
Do you want to lead us off on it, Betty? You want to talk a little bit about Polonia, about Splatter Farm and?
Splatter Farm was pretty cool. I actually liked them all. They had Ghost of Splatter Farm. I liked the. I liked it. I liked the fact that it had some pretty good kills in it. That's what I liked.
Yeah, they did. They did. I thought the first scene. I mean, I thought the first scene was it set the table pretty good. Wasn't the first girl, Steven? Was that Jamie? That was Jamie Morgan, right?
Jamie Morgan.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was totally different. I mean, I wasn't even sure that was. I didn't know that was her until I saw the final credits, and I'm like, oh, okay. So the movie opens up with I don't know, were they boyfriend or girlfriend or just friends?
They might have just been friends that were like checking out the farm and heard stories or something along those lines and was exploring it. I don't think they were a couple.
I know there's such thing as urban explorers where people go sight cities and big buildings and whatnot and they'll explore. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of rural explorers. So it was really different. What did you think of the first scene, Steven?
I enjoyed it. Anytime there's a headed, gotta love the decapitations,
Yes, I do too.
Your thoughts, Al?
I also enjoyed the really bad CG green screen.
Yeah,
that was because it was so painfully obvious that like almost all of it was shot in green screen, except for the outside part.
Right.
I don't know. It had me laughing from the get go, and okay. So Jamie Morgan, I first saw her in one of the Camp Bloods. I don't know which one because I did a Camp Blood marathon where I watched all the Camp Bloods. Yeah, I know. I tortured myself, but
wow, you're a brave man,
including the Dustin Ferguson one. Anyway, but she always stuck out to me for some reason. I was like, I like her. I don't know why. I like her, and I hope she does something. And then a couple years later, I see her show up in all these Polonia movies. So I'm like, there we go. But now I also did not know that Mark did a couple of the Camp Bloods too.
Yeah.
So it was probably one of his that I saw her in.
I think it was Ghost of Camp Blood.
Probably. Around that later Camp Bloods.
I think he did. It was either 6 and 8, I think, or 7 and 8, one of the two. I have to look that up.
He actually did two of the better ones.
Yeah.
He really did. If you really go back and watch him, the ones before him, those are pretty hard to watch. But anyway, I always love seeing her and doing crazy stuff. So that always I always enjoy that.
I was sort of bummed because it did the usual trope, right? I mean, and it even happened in a Polonia film, which I wasn't actually expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. It's like, oh, okay. Are we actually gonna go there? Are we gonna kill off the first person that dies in the movie is gonna be the black actor? It's just like, oh, I was sort of bummed by that. I was sort of hoping that she would have a bigger part. Maybe I thought they would have spotted like they would have got scared away. I didn't expect them to get killed. I thought they would be spooked away and then go tell people. I was a little surprised to see that. I mean, it was. I guess you have to set the table somehow. but I just didn't expect it to be right out of the gate, and then not that.
Yeah, I can see that. To me, it was sort of an homage to Friday the 13th in a way. The
The two campers,
campers.
Yeah.
That's the way I kind of thought of it.
Yeah, I definitely got that too. I got that too after I just after I got the feeling after I realized what the movie really was, the heart of it. Then it made a little bit more sense. But but at that time when you see the movie, you don't know that, and so you sort of like, oh, okay. But I thought the opening scene was effective. Though I do think that they would have been failing. The house would have been utterly. They couldn't have been able to walk in that house. They would have never made it as far as they did. The smell would have just kicked their ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, maybe it's a small plot thing, but I mean, if you think about it, there's just no way they would have survived. That house would have been reeking so bad.
That's true. That is very true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. And then we go to the opening credit sequence. Now one thing I want to say about their credit sequences, they always play them in the beginning and the end, the same exact opening credit sequence.
Yeah.
It's like you do it again. Nope, we're just gonna play the one we did. I don't know why that cracks me up. Although I would like sort of a traditional one at the end saying who played who.
Yeah, that would
kind of thing. I think that would be nice.
Yeah,
but that's not the Polonia way.
The beginning of the movie, the score at the beginning of the movie wasn't bad. That weird noise, that weird music they had playing, I thought that was actually pretty effective.
Oh, the opening song thing.
Yeah. No, the weird score. I thought that was actually pretty effective.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably the best part of the whole movie. Like not like music wise.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think the music people's called Ghost, isn't it? The music company, Ghost, the people that do the music. It's called Ghost.
On some of the movies, yeah. This was somebody else, I think.
It's actually the guy. I forget his name in the movie, but he was the one that got with the fireworker later on. James Kelly.
Oh, okay. You got the long hair.
Yeah, James Kelly. He's the one that did the music for it. That's his. Yeah.
Okay.
And he also did the music for Sharkula too, his band. So yeah.
All right. That makes sense. Let's see. So we have a lot of Polonia Pals here. We got Danielle Donahue as Bobby. We got Marie DeLorenzo as Daphne. We got Jeff Kirkendall as Jeremy.
I love him.
James Carolus as Josh.
Yep.
Ken Van Zant as Sheriff Jordan.
He's always a sheriff.
Yeah. Always a sheriff. Like
always a sheriff.
Can he play anything else? Like, come on, man! I just want you to play something else.
A sheriff or a hunter or something, or games
something
person,
like that.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he does have the look. He has that look down.
He does.
Like, I mean, we got Tim Hatch as Deputy Langley. Mm-hmm. We got Jenny Russo as Gina. Titus Himmelberger as Cliff. Jamie Morgan as Penny. Chris Beacom and Kyle Rappaport as the Campers. Yeah, so a whole bunch of Polonia Pals up in this one, and then a couple of newer faces that I don't know if they did anymore. They had Nico Bryant as Brad, Mel Heflin as Liz, and James Kelly as Gopher. So yeah, so that's your ensemble cast, ladies and gentlemen.
You know who I like is that older lady. I think her name is Cassandra Hayes. She's kind of a crabby lady.
She's in some of them too, yeah.
Yeah, I like her. She's a kid.
Yeah.
She's crabby.
Yeah, she'll just show up for like a scene or two and then just skedaddle. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And let's see. So we have special effects makeup by Anthony Polonia, who's Mark's son, for those that don't know. Edited by Mark. It was written by Jeff Kirkendall and directed by Mark and Jeff Kirkendall. So Jeff's kind of really part of the team. Like he's part of the creative process and whatnot. Right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So he's kind of, and that, okay, so basically this is a slasher movie. It's sort of like a summer camp slasher movie, but it's not a summer camp, it's like a farm. But with a bunch of people that act like they were at a summer camp. So the gang is on the way to the camp.
The gang.
And they stop to get gas and booze, right?
That's right.
And so there we meet Josh, played by James Carolus, who's like I don't even know how to describe him. He's the grease monkey, basically. He's the he's the creepy guy at the gas station.
Creepy.
Super creepy.
Super
creepy. Except his hat wasn't like this time.
It's sideways.
You know. And if you watch To Be Tuesday, you'll
get that.
You'll get the hat reference. But yeah, and so we meet him, and we also meet another couple, Cliff and Gina, who are this like weird couple.
They were weird.
Yeah.
You know, it was weird. It's like what was really weird about that whole first they're bickering, and then then the husband goes inside the store, right? And so Gina's standing up by the car, and every time everybody walks by, she smiles at him. But then her whole face is like smiles and it drops, smiles and drops. It was really weird how she did that.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. And I actually like Jenny Russo a lot too. Every time I see her in something, she's always really good.
Yeah,
like in everything I've seen her in.
Well, you saw her in everything this movie.
Actually, you see even more, and She Kills.
She Kills. I was about to say, yeah, She Kills.
Yeah. Speaking of,
I actually got that one too from Horror Pack. Is that the one you got from Horror? Yeah, that's.
Yep. Good. Great movie. Also on Tubi, by the way, if you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that another Polonia?
No. It's Ron Bonk, the guy that owns SRS Cinema. Yeah. All right, so they're on the way, and they get warned, not to go to the death farm, So there's, they got the Crazy Ralph.
Crazy Ralph, yeah.
You're all doomed.
Going on.
Yeah, you're all doomed.
You're all doomed.
Not another word, but not another word.
Yeah, and then we suddenly see Jeremy, who's played by Jeff Kirkendall. He is our he is our slasher, in essence. And he's in the barn. He's cutting his arm up, and being real weird, and kind of like a slasher goes. But apparently Jeremy stays on property inside the barn. It seems he has like a little setup and everything.
Well, he couldn't stay in the house. The house would have been even for him. It would have been too much.
Right. And then so they finally get to the farm, and then Bobby, played by Danielle Donahue, she has this dream sequence, and like she dreams that like all her friends are dead in the barn. And actually, I thought that was a really effective scene. I thought it was well shot. And I don't know, it was one of the creepier moments, I think, of the movie.
Yeah, I mean that was actually a genuinely creepy moment. It sort of reminded me a little bit of Werewolf of London, American Werewolf in London. When David wakes up, he sees all that happening, then he wakes up again. Mm-hmm. That's what it reminded me of a little bit.
That dream within a dream.
Right. That's actually pretty effective. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Well, foreshadowing psychic dream there going on. So
Look at this script actually having a run around there. So Bobby wakes up and her and Daphne, who Daphne's played by Marie De Lorenzo, they go looking around the property. It's a nice big old piece of property. So they go around and they find a bunch of old tents with like blood on them, and they're all kind of dilapidated. And then we get a flashback of uh, of the campers. And Patrick, you want to talk about that that little flashback with the campers?
Yeah, that was a little flashback was a little different because it was hard to really get an origin story out of it because, for one thing, Jeremy. I mean, he looked older than what he was. I mean, he wasn't that old. Was he there for the first one? He didn't really get the sense of the idea that he was there for the first. And they come out to see him, and because they think he's weird. They go looking for him. They keep calling him, and he pops up. I do believe those were his two first victims, right? The two cousins. So. Yeah, they were the first two. They were the first two. They just didn't, they were making fun of him, poking fun at him, and whether he'd been isolated out there or what, but he went off the rails, and this is where actually I wish they would have went back to the first movie. I think they should have superimposed some of the first movie into the second one so we could get an idea of what was going on, because that's one thing I did not get. Like, I didn't understand why he was doing what he was doing. I mean, he gets out there and he starts killing indiscriminately, and yet we know that he was too young. It wasn't the same thing as Jason Voorhees. I mean, it's the same dynamic, right? Because he saw his mom commit all these murders when he was 12 years old. We didn't get shown that here in Splatter Farm. We just got, all of a sudden, we started seeing cousins getting killed, and we didn't know why or how it got started. So there's a little bit of a gap there. And I think this was one of the things that they could have used, when I mentioned earlier about stretching the movie out a little bit more. They could have, and the thing is, they could have used a lot more footage from the first film to pad the second one out a little bit more. That would have been a little bit more helpful.
I wonder if there was a rights issue with that or something.
Yeah.
Because there's no footage from the first movie in this.
No, none.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if there was some kind of a rights issue. Like they couldn't get the rights to use it or whatever. You know what I mean?
That might be possible because they did cut a bunch of scenes out of it, so that could be quite possible copyright.
Yeah, that's my guess. And then in that flashback, he also kills another couple, like a random couple.
Yeah, they showed. Are you talking about when he went on his killing spree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Again, they needed to. I mean, the way that this is like a budget. This has to be budget. I mean, the way they just had him suddenly there. I mean, he was walking upon people right in broad daylight.
Yeah.
And they never saw him. They never saw him until he was right there, and that was just like, okay, it was. I guess that played for more comedic effect. Whether it was intentional or not, but it was. It's like, here you guys are working on something. The next thing you know, you look up and there's Jeremy sitting right next to you in the middle of the day. And it's just like, there's no attempt to be sneaky or suspenseful or thrill, like a thriller. There's none of that. It's just like, okay, just show up and do your destiny.
Yeah, exactly.
It just sort of hurt the movie a little bit. I mean, it would have been a little bit neater. It would have been a little bit better if they would have been able to stretch that out and at least attempt to show him, because I don't think anybody's going to kill it. And here's my problem. This is the problem I had when they showed Jeremy being who he was. my biggest problem with this was he just wasn't physically threatening. He just wasn't.
Well, he wasn't, but he looked crazy.
That's what fuels it, the craziness, you know.
He looked like Willy Wonka out in a cornfield.
I like that, Patrick.
That's good.
I mean, that's what he looked like. He wasn't. There was no scare factor involved with him. I mean, he felt, he's just like, if that person came at me, that's who he was. That's his size. I mean, you look like you could beat him up or you could run away, but you're not going to stand there and just let him just take your life. And that really hurt. And two, because when you in a slasher movie, you got to be able to have that threat. Like when you see Jason for the first time or you see Michael Myers for the first time. As far as the main killer goes, especially a male killer, you want to have some size to him. You got to have some bulk to him. Like this guy could actually do that. He could actually go out there and kill you. But I never got that impression at all from Jeremy. He had he was definitely crazy, but I didn't really feel the threat from him.
Now I'll actually disagree with you on that. I actually thought he was a good killer. Like I actually thought that this is actually I think this is Jeff Kirkendall's best performance.
I think it was a good performance. I think he's tried really hard, but I mean, did you feel threatened by him at all? Did you, if you were facing off against him, do you feel like he was just going to just kill you without you doing anything? Or did you feel like you got the impression like, yeah, if that came at me like that, yeah, there'd be a cat fight.
I mean, I can see it either way, honestly. I mean, I don't know if I would have felt immediately threatened,
Yeah.
but he definitely had like the crazy look down and the you're not going to know what you're going to get type of thing from this guy. At least to me.
Yeah. I just think that, if you saw him and the way he looked, I think as soon as and the thing about it is, he wasn't stealthy. He didn't, like we were talking about how Jason was smart in the Friday the 13th, right? Jason was very intelligent. You didn't get that with him. You just got him as he's just barely hanging on. He's barely hanging on in the house. In the barn. I mean, he stayed in the barn. You never really got that sense of like cunning or making plans. Or I didn't get any of that. I just got a guy that, like I said, he looked like Willy Wonka, and he was like walking around and muttering to himself, and his catchphrase, "We could be friends." I give Jeff credit for trying, for sure.
I thought he was rather creepy, personally.
What about you, Steven?
I mean, I thought he portrayed it pretty well. I mean, it almost reminds me a little bit of, you said he didn't seem that menacing, but I was sort of thinking in my mind, comparing him to Leslie Vernon a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
So.
See, it's the ones that don't look like a killer you got to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's the crazy that fuels them. Like I said a couple minutes ago, it's just like it empowers them to just do what they do.
And you notice how me and the bat are looking down at you?
Yeah, I see that. I'm on the bottom.
Yeah. We got an eye on you.
I got the cool pumpkins on my side. I got the cool, so.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's all right. I like where I am.
Protected by the pumpkins.
I'm rising from the grave. There's the other skeletons buried beside me. There we go.
What do you think of the? What I mean, I do think though. Do you think the age part threw it off a little bit too? I mean, because he looked I know but he looked young too. He looked too young. I mean, the hair helped him look a little older, but he looked really young for being out there for so long.
Yeah.
June says I should have played the part.
Yeah, there you go. See, you can be all creepy and
Well, that's because I know. That's only because I know I have a secret weapon. See, no one would ever suspect me.
They suspect the cheetah.
The cheetah, exactly.
That's right.
Blood claws.
God. Oh, blood claws.
Yes, whatever you do, folks, please do not watch Blood Claws. That is.
Yeah, do not watch Blood Claws. If you have any questions about that, see Echo.
Yes. He knows all about it.
I think what really helped me with Jeff too. I mean, what really helped me, that was just my thoughts. But this is the part I did like. I like the fact he played the killer in a sense. I mean, because this was his movie. This, no matter what of everybody here, this is his movie. He's the one that came up with the idea. He wrote it and he co-directed it. You could definitely tell as a project of passion for him. And I think that did make it, I could see that. And that's really why I wasn't harshing on him too much. I was like, okay, I would have liked to see this, I don't know. Maybe he could have played the assistant, or he could have played the sheriff or somebody like that. But I wouldn't cast him anywhere but the killer.
Mm-hmm.
I would have used him anywhere but that.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Just a question. Since it's still a Polonia film, Camp Murder, he was the killer in that. Do you think he was a better killer in that than Jeremy, or?
I haven't seen Camp Murder yet, but maybe Al can.
Okay.
I didn't know if you've seen it.
I've seen Camp Murder. I actually liked him better as Jeremy because you can see his face, and it's I don't know, like I just thought he worked as the killer in this movie. Like I don't know why, but I don't know, like his acting style, his normal acting style, is usually kind of comedic and just kind of out there a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this one he was like he was serious, and it was a little bit different for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it stuck out to me. His performance stuck out to me so much in this one. And like I said, it wasn't a super duper difficult part or anything, but he had that like I said, he had that menacing, crazy look to him, and he had it down.
We're mentioning this too, because to me, who I think would have did the role really well. I think it would have been James Carolus. I think he would have been a really good.
That could have worked.
Yeah, because he had the size and he definitely had the creepability. He was creepy.
He was, which I was kind of surprised because, like I said, I always see him acting goofy and stuff too. So I was
going to say, is Jeremy going to bring up the sideways hat and start killing people?
Yeah, because I mean, he was he actually was pretty effective in his role too. As Josh, the car mechanic. I mean, he was he was a lot more to me. I mean, he was more creepier than Jeremy was. Because he did several things that were creepy in the movie. He was he would have been effective.
Yeah. All right, try one more time. There we go. Welcome back, T-Betty.
Hey, sorry about that, but I can't get my Bluetooth to connect. It's connected, but it won't work on this.
Ah.
It did last time.
Yeah, I always have trouble doing Bluetooth on this too. I know it never works for me for some reason.
I should have went on my computer.
It's all right.
Next time.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Oh no. We have plenty of show coming up. We have plenty of spots for T Betty.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so so let's continue the storyline here. So now we get Gina, Jenny Russo. She comes by the property for a visit because she saw some things that she kind of liked. So
Yeah,
so she showed up, and then so at this point, Liz, played by Mel Heflin, she she immediately is like I don't like this chick, whatever, blah blah blah. She actually throws some water. She gives a glass of water and like just kind of like
the coffee or tea or coffee,
whatever it is. Yeah. And so that was, and she's like, oh,
yeah,
pretty funny. And so now she's trying to get with Brad, I believe.
Yeah.
And so Brad now goes outside, and he gets attacked by our good friend Jeremy. And this is actually one of the I think one of the best kills in the movie. They go outside. They're near Gina's car, and Gina's car. Earlier in the movie, you see that Gina's car has a the hatchback part has a problem opening and closing. Well, yeah, it like randomly opens and stuff. It seems so it's open. So he kind of uses it and kind of crushes Brad's head in the trunk. That was neat. I thought that was fun.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too about Brad. The actor is Nico Bryant, and I thought he did a good job in the little part that he had.
I did too.
I was like, man, I want to see this guy in a couple more things,
Yeah, I liked his character because his character, you would have thought that he would have, he would have been jumping all over the opportunity, but he was loyal to his girl. He wasn't buying what Gina was offering.
Right.
But his girlfriend was super defensive and super jealous. So anytime someone looked at him, she was going off the deep end, regardless who it was. But I thought he was a pretty good character.
Good character and a good death scene. So definitely memorable.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And then let's see. And then we see how crazy Jeremy. I mean, we already know he's crazy because he's a killer. But then he starts playing with Brad's brains. He kind of like takes it and he's playing with it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a sight to behold, and it's
little extreme.
Was that
a little extreme?
A little extreme.
A little extreme. I mean, for the movie.
brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More brains.
And it was like, I don't know, it was like decoration or something that was made out of. I don't know what it was made out of, but it looked kind of funny. And then of course Josh shows up out of nowhere, the grease monkey.
That's right. Yeah.
And he starts cutting wires on some vehicles. So Josh is in cahoots apparently.
I think he was mad at them because remember he got turned away at the store, and Brad was going to rough him up, but the sheriff stopped him. So I think Josh went out there for revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then Liz shows up, and now Liz thinks that Brad is hanging out with Gina or something, or is enticed by Gina or something. So she grabs our good buddy Josh and takes him to one of the barns for a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, a drop of a hat or a wrench.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a weird,
It was.
real weird scene, and just it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
It just seemed like an excuse for asking the actress to take off her top, really.
Yeah, which is, from what I know and seen, is kind of uncharacteristic of a Poloni movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
I don't think there's a lot of nudity for the most part in most of them. Not in most of them, at least.
Yeah, this is the first movie I've ever saw one of the brothers that there was nudity in it.
I know of this one and Camp Murder. That's the only two I can think of off the top of my head.
Steven, got any input in that since you're the Polonia guy?
Who am I, Mr. Skin? I get the exact same. I'm like, 5 minutes and 10 seconds into this. Pause it. You'll see. I think Camp Murder. What were some other ones? None that I can think of offhand. But
yeah, like I said, it's kind of uncharacteristic of a Poloni movie, but this is an homage to 80 slashers.
80 slashers. So yeah.
So I mean, it fits, but whether you like it or not, it fits.
Yeah. No, it fit. I mean, I mean, when I saw it, I it was just like, oh yeah, that's the 80s. That's a slasher movie. It's par for the course. It's like, okay, it fits. So she, but the interaction between those two, let's be honest, there is absolutely zero chemistry between Mel and James. I mean, they look sort of uncomfortable. They really did. They looked sort of uncomfortable doing that scene. They tried. They gave it their all. I mean, they gave it their all. But
they did.
They didn't really seem too comfortable with it.
Yeah. It was awkward.
Especially the scene where he attempts to push her head down. Yeah, I don't think she was really acting when she pulled her head back up. I don't think she was expecting that.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
The way she reacted to that was not. It was like, what the hell? It was like, but that's just how I saw it.
Yeah. Well, our good buddy Jeremy shows up again and takes care of both of them.
That's yeah.
Now
that was a cool scene. How he had both their heads sitting together, and the models for that, that was spot on. That was really good because they both looked absolutely terrified.
Agreed.
And their faces
almost like a Mrs. Voorhees head kind of when they were sitting there.
Yeah, exactly. That was really good. I thought that you definitely took the time out for that because it wasn't just a couple, whatever. It was a throwaway scene. They allowed you to dwell on their faces, and they looked absolutely terrified. That was effective.
Yeah. So yeah. Props to whoever made those for sure. So if anybody's keeping count, we are now at 9 kills in this movie, and we are maybe halfway through.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Actually, we might be a little bit further than half. So he takes care of them, and then we cut to the lovely Gina.
Lovely Gina.
The lovely Gina, and we have an extended shower scene. Again, uncharacteristic of the Polonians.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Jeremy playing with Liz and Josh's heads. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, about that. Was he licking their faces or was he kissing them?
It looked like licking to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was licking.
I was gonna say, I hope the hell it was licking because I swear to God, if they would have kissed, I've been like, you know what? That's two necrophilia in 2 weeks. That's too much for me. But yeah, it did look okay. I thought he was licking it too. I just wanted to make sure.
So you're not a fan of the necromantic movies? No.
No, nobody wants to see necro. No one wants to see necro.
And the only reason I didn't show the first one is not safe for YouTube. So the cover's not safe for YouTube. So all right. So now we have Gopher, who's kind of like this long hair rocker guy, and he's sitting outside. He's listening to his Walkman. Yeah, his Walkman.
Yeah.
And it actually was a Walkman too. That was the funny part. And he's just sitting there. He's just chilling by the fireplace. He's by himself. He's chilling, man.
Yep.
And then so Jeremy just kind of passes him up, like behind him. He just kind of just passes right behind him. He's like, "All right, I'll leave you alone for now."
Yeah. I got something special planned for your ass later.
Yes, indeed. So then Jeremy goes up to see Gina in the shower, and I actually thought this part was kind of funny too, because Jeremy brought a friend with him.
Yeah, he did bring a friend.
He brought his friend Josh. Josh's head.
Nice? Wasn't that nice of him?
Wasn't that sweet? I don't know.
I was waiting for. I was actually waiting if he was going to say everybody. You know, who doesn't like head? Did anybody want head? You know?
What does everybody want?
Yeah.
Sorry, WWF reference there. Sorry.
That's right. Go Al Snow.
Al Snow, baby. So yeah, so of course he it's kind of funny because when she opens the shower, you know, it's kind of I guess this is their homage to Psycho. I don't know, but she opens the shower and he's standing there. He has a weapon in one hand and the head in the other, and he's just like posing, waiting. It's pretty.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know, that kind of cracked me up a little bit. And let's see. So of course he kills Gina. Well, poor Gina.
Poor Gina.
Gina didn't do nothing. She just wanted to take a shower, man. That's all she wanted.
That's right.
So then we cut back to Gopher, and he's his batteries are running out or something. The Walkman's not working. So he goes and gets a boombox. And let's see. So he's sitting there and he hears something coming from the barn. So he kind of goes off. Now we cut to Bobby and Daphne finally getting back from walking around the property. So they've been out all day.
That's very Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Very Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This movie's straight up Friday the 13th in a lot of places. But so they finally get back to the farm, and then Jeremy shows up and takes the boom box, and he rips off the antenna. And so he's like, all right, so he has a nice little weapon now.
I thought he used it as. I thought he put that to help his ear. He had over the ears. Remember he had that. I think he put it as an antenna.
Yeah, something. It was bizarre.
Because he was just walking.
But then Daphne comes outside from walking around. Yeah, she had to go back outside for some reason. And then Jeremy shoots her up with a flare gun.
Yeah.
Very much Friday 13th 3.
Yeah.
With the harpoon thing, I thought. It was very similar.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Super. Like I was like, all right, they're just okay. But it worked.
They're not even trying to hide anything now.
No, they're not. But
No.
but it worked. I thought it looked pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know, it especially like I said, all these movies are super low budget. You know, and but they make it work, and they definitely made this work, and you know, it looked pretty good. So let's see. So apparently, Gina's husband Cliff had been calling the sheriff all day because Gina's missing. He hasn't seen her in 4 hours.
Oh my God. 4 hours.
That was pretty funny. He's like, all right, yeah, they have a weird little relationship.
I think Gina went on a lot of excursions.
I would imagine, you know, just most probably.
That's probably why he really wanted her to stay in the car.
Yeah, yeah, probably so. And it's here at the police station where we learn about the origins of the first movie, from the sheriff and deputy. They're kind of talking back and forth about what happened 33 years ago or whatever. And now they actually do have another little flashback. I don't really remember much of this flashback. I thought it was kind of unnecessary from what I remember. But then, okay, so now we cut back to Gopher, and he's walking, and he has the antenna now stuck in his head, and he's just kind of walking, like this, and then a lightning bolt hits him right on it. No, that was a fun kill. That was funny, and it wasn't even Jeremy didn't even do it. Well, I mean, he did the antenna thing, but
Forces of nature, yeah.
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 So that was pretty funny, I thought. Let's see.
And of course, that means there's got to be rain coming. You would think, because you know how every Friday the 13th movie had to have rain.
That's right. So does Return to Splatter Farm, apparently.
That's right.
Oh yeah, the flashback. Now I remember the flashback because all I wrote on my notes was flashback, but it was a flashback involving twins.
Yeah.
So I assume that the Polonia brothers were in the original. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think that was Mark and John.
I think that's supposed to be Mark and John, right? And so so this kind of tells us that little backstory. Like I said, it's been probably 30 years since I've seen the first one, so I really don't remember any of it. I hate to say. I do want to get a copy though. I'm going to search out a copy actually because I actually really do want to see it again.
You should ask Steven. You know, he's got insider connections at Wild Eye.
I'm going to try. I'm going to be like, I need the original Splatter Farm. Dig into
Dig
that warehouse, buddy. Come on.
Find it. You got it somewhere.
That's right.
It's in the Polonia time capsule. Come on.
Ooh, that.
I wonder if there's I wonder if they do that for every one of their movies. If they make a little time capsule and put it on Mark's property.
That would be a good idea.
And some of their best props too, and just have
every 33 years, every year for the past movie, they go ahead and they open one.
There you go. Yeah. Released from the vault. Right?
Yeah.
like Disney, right? Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So now we cut to Bobby again, and she hears dripping from the upstairs. So she goes up there and she discovers Gina's body laying in the bathtub. She's all like,
Yeah.
And so Bobby runs out to the van. And of course, by this point, Jeremy's after. So Bobby runs out to the van, and of course, it won't start because Josh cut the damn wires earlier.
Right.
And so Jeremy appears right before her, and she starts going after her. So Bobby gets out, she starts running, and she actually runs back into the house and runs upstairs.
Yeah.
It's like,
you know what it was? She went to the car. She didn't have her keys, so she went back inside to get the keys.
Right.
And then she came down and tried to start the car, and it wouldn't start.
Yeah, and it just wouldn't start. But when she goes upstairs, she finds all the dead bodies. So Jeremy does have a Jason complex because remember, in some of the Jason movies, he kind of does that too.
Yeah, he frames the body.
Yeah. So he's apparently Jeremy has seen Friday the 13th and is
I don't know how he did that because I didn't see any TV on there. But you know what though? But then again, they did have electricity and running water, which I wonder how the hell they did that after a farm that has been supposedly just sitting there for 33 years.
That's a good question. Apparently, Jeremy's quite handy.
I guess so.
He paid the electric bill, I guess. I don't know.
Somebody.
Did, right?
Yeah, and he had running water too.
Yeah.
Or he has a damn good generator. I don't know.
Sweet.
All right. So now So she sees the bodies, and then she starts like hallucinating, and she sees them all as zombies. Like all these bodies, like they kind of wake up and start being all crazy looking. Now I thought this looked really good too. Did anybody else like this part with the
Fulci moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to end the movie. Make everybody zombies. Gotcha.
Yeah. Why not?
Jeremy versus zombies.
God.
Jeremy versus Bigfoot versus zombies.
There we go.
Maybe they're a new tag team. Jeremy and Bigfoot.
There you go.
Bigfoot Jeremy.
Damn.
I like that.
Yeah, you know, I've seen worse ideas. I'm just saying, yeah. All right, so then the sheriff arrives, and he checks out the barn. You know, he kind of looks around, and then he goes to the house, and where he also finds Gina. Everybody finds poor Gina laying in the bathtub.
Yeah,
it's poor Gina. So all of a sudden, there's another thing, and then Gina's car like starts moving and starts going really fast and crashes into the barn. Like I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, that kept me lost as well.
They must have cut something out there, because it just seemed like what the hell? I don't understand what's happening. So
and we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, we'll fix it. Just leave it in, you know. Whatever. So the sheriff goes out and calls for backup.
Why didn't he take his deputy with him? Remember how he says, well, I was going to take it was a long way from the town. He says, out in Johnson Road, I'm going to have to go out there. You know, it's going to have to go out there a long trip for nothing. And I'm thinking, wow, well, if you're going to go out there for a long trip for nothing, why not take a deputy with you?
Yeah.
You know, take Tim Hatch.
Because I was just about to say, apparently Tim Hatch couldn't make it to the farm that day. I don't know.
Well, I think what it was I think Tim Hatch would have got up there. We would have saw Jeremy and Tim, you know, face to face, and it would have been like, yeah, game over. You know,
Tim would beat your ass. Yeah.
He'd take out he rip off Jeremy's arm and beat him to death with it.
Like in House Squatch. There you go.
Yeah.
So sheriff calls for backup, and he has a tussle with Jeremy, and he ends up getting strangled by Jeremy.
Yeah.
And so basically everybody's dead at this point.
Except
Pretty
for
much.
Bobby. Except for Bobby.
But we don't know what happens with Bobby.
It looked like I think that was the final girl. She was alive, but she was trapped. And you definitely I think that was the final girl. She was alive, but she was trapped.
Oh, bad actor.
And you definitely I think that was the final girl. She was. Wow.
All right, let me try to fix that there. Wow. Yeah, that's
wow. I think we had a boggling in here.
Let's see. Let me see if that fixed it.
Welcome back, Kyle.
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, okay, so now there's one more scene. It cuts to the next morning, and Jeremy's out there dancing and celebrating.
Yeah,
like there's no tomorrow. Very, very much like Leatherface.
Yeah.
And that's how your movie ends. Yeah. That's our return. That was our return to Splatter Farm.
I know everybody wants to go and buy the copy right now. I think you can get it at wildeye.com.
I believe it
if
is.
Not, if not, I know Walmart has it, Amazon has it. So yeah.
Now, okay. Now that being said, I know we kind of ran through it kind of quickly and just kind of like boom, boom, boom. But I kind of liked it.
No, it had heart. I mean, I loved it for the fact that, you know, it didn't pretend to be something it wasn't. It basically told you right off the bat that this is a love letter to Friday the 13th, other slasher movies, but definitely Friday the 13th. More
Most
than
definitely.
anything. And that's
Psycho
not
shower scene.
huh?
Psycho for the shower scene, and then Texas
Oh, yeah.
Chainsaw for the ending. So you got a couple other ones in there.
But they had some shower scenes in Friday the 13th too, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, they had they had the flare gun. The only thing they probably didn't do was even the electrocution scene. They had on Friday the 13th. The part 2 or part 1, the guy was killed by electricity, or was it part 2? But I mean, even though it wasn't directly at the hands of the killer, but they still had that scene. They still had a little bit of rain. They had 2 of the main characters go off on a long trip for a lot of the movie while everybody else got wiped out.
Yeah.
And then they come back and like, where is everybody? That's just everything. There's so much there that was just basically just up and lifted and put in the letter. Like this is I love these movies, and I want you to know that. And I think for that, I think doing that, I think Jeff did a really nice job.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. And I said, if you're into slashers, there's definitely a lot worse you can do.
Yeah,
Definitely. And then there's a lot on Tubi that are definitely worse as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with these guys, you just got to take them with a grain of salt, going in, it's not going to be fabulous. Slasher.
Yeah, it's not a $40 million budget or $20 million budget.
Just a fun slashing good time.
And I mean, it's only 71 minutes long. Like it's not, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and that's what I like a lot about a lot of the Polonia movies. It really does not overstay its welcome at all. They get to the point.
I think this movie actually could have used that extra.
It probably could have used a little bit more. Yeah, it could have used a little tiny bit more, and I do think it would have helped. But like I said, overall, I enjoyed it. It's a fun time. Some of the performances are better than others.
Yeah,
like most Polonia movies.
I think Gina did her really good, nice job in her shower scene.
I would say the best. Like I said, I really like Jeff's portrayal of Jeremy. I thought it was really well done for him. I do wish they would have used Titus more. Because Titus, I think Titus is a bit underrated personally. And I don't know how they could have used him more in this particular movie, but I just wish he was in it a little bit more, at least another scene or two. That's just a personal thing, I guess.
I think the other thing I would have liked to see done for this movie too, and this is a big weakness for the Polonia movies, is I wish the score would have been better. The score was just really slap hazard. It really it deflected from the movie. A good score can elevate a movie, but a really bad score can actually take a movie out. It can take you out of a movie. And I hated the score, but other than the first for the entry, the intro. Otherwise, I did not like the score at all. Thought it was really just haphazard and sloppy, and I didn't really like it. It didn't really build up any suspense. It didn't build up any thrills. It didn't put you at the edge of your seat. It didn't do anything. It was just there to get you from scene A to scene B, and that's a problem for a lot of Polonia movies. They don't really do very good scores.
That is probably something they could work on. Yeah,
it's almost like they just get whoever can do it for cheapest or no money at all. Yeah, we're gonna put you in there. We'll let you do it. For no money or no money. Little money or no money at all. And I think it really hurts their films.
Right. When the score doesn't flow into the scenes, you're right. It kind of gives it a little, it ruins it a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first intro song was good. The return to Splatter Farm, that was good, but that was it, and nothing else connected.
They should release a CD with the Splatter Farm song and the Sharkenstein song.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That'd be awesome.
Sharky.
I do think we did overlook one performance though. We should go back and talk about, because I think maybe she could be arguably the best actor in the Polonia movies, and that's Danielle Donahue.
Yeah, I have a review coming up where I kind of talk about her more. But yeah, she's very talented. Yeah. I definitely think she's a standout for sure.
I think I do too. I think she is a standout.
Yeah, I find her and for some reason Titus Himmelberger always stands out to me too. Of course it depends on the role. But if you've seen House Squatch, I think he completely steals the movie.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's so good in House Squatch.
House Squatch must be just a straight comedy.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Now that's one the score would drive you nuts.
Yeah.
In House Squatch.
I just love the name House Squatch.
Yeah, I mean it's like the perfect name for a movie. It's just Yep.
Well, I mean, I'll give credit for one other thing too, is that for the most part, I mean, for the most part, they played it straight too. I mean, there really wasn't any funny wannabe one-liners or anything else. I mean, they did play it pretty straight, and I do believe of all the Polonia movies, this is probably this one and Amityville Death House definitely were two movies that played it straight. They weren't looking for they weren't looking for tongue in cheek or winking at the audience or anything else. They were playing it straight, and I it makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. And the thing is, I think for especially for Amity Death House, and it's who wrote the story. Jeff Kirkendall wrote this one, and John Oak Dalton wrote Amityville Death House, and it wasn't. Mark might have directed the movie, but he didn't write the movie. And I think you see the level of writing. It makes the movie a lot better. And I don't think that's just a mere coincidence.
No, that's a good point.
I think that I think they came out there and they came out with two really good movies, and because I know that Jeff had mentioned that sometimes some of the scripts were messed with. He'd write one movie and then he'd give it in there, and next thing you know, they would take it aside and rewrite some of it. And a lot of times he sit there and say by the end of the movie he didn't really recognize the script that he wrote.
Completely changed.
Yeah, I don't think that really works when you're independent. When you're on an independent film like a Polonia Brothers movie, I think it's really important that you stay with your script, because you're in such a small, you got such a small, narrow road to go to save your movie, to make your movie go where you want it to. I think when you start messing with it and trying to put improv or try to change characters, I just don't think you have enough room to wiggle. And then the movie comes across as ill-written and sloppy.
All righty then.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
No thoughts on that, Steven?
No, I agree. I'm just here to nod and smile.
All right, so Steven, what kind of stuff you have prepared for Polonia Week?
My reviews, you mean, or what?
Just in general, like what are you doing?
So, also, I might as well mention the prizes too for
yes.
Let's do that. That would be a good idea.
The song want to tell what he won?
Yeah, sure. He won Sharkulon. So yeah, we're just gonna check out the reviews and we'll see which ones we like the best out of them. And then, as I was saying before, you don't have to. It can just be a normal review. But if you want to have some fun with it too, or whatever, you can. You know, maybe like act out a part from it, or read something from it, or whatever. You know, whatever might be amusing to us. And then on Saturday, I'll go ahead and maybe do a little bit of trivia too, and for people who are watching the show Saturday, ask some questions, and whoever answers them first will get something. So
Get something.
Get something.
Is that code for Bigfoot versus zombie?
No, that's not one of them. We got so we got some Noah. We got some Noah's Shark. Let's see. There was Noah's Shark, Sharkula, Jurassic Shark 2. So and a couple of non-Polonia ones. The Spanish Chainsaw Massacre was one of them. And then Bunny was the other, two Wild Eye Ron Extremes. So.
Ooh, Bunny.
Oh, Bones just only did a review. You should have sang the Sharkenstein song. is what you should have done.
There you go. Yeah, if you want to sing the Sharkenstein song, Sharky Shark, or turn it into a rap.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's still some time left.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Drop a rap.
Yeah,
you should, if you find that link, you should add into the video of that song. That way people can see it. Or we can show it, or you can show it Tuesday night, even probably either before or after.
Show it Tuesday night.
Yeah.
There you go. So all you guys, you can make videos on Polonia movies this week, and we will we'll check them all out. Tag us in all these videos so we can watch them. Yeah, if you don't know how to tag us, just put a little @ and then put our name. Yeah. Put our names, and then they'll tag us. They'll let us know.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I'll be sure to put them on my playlist too. So
there you go. My first one's dropping tomorrow at 7:30.
Mine's first one's dropping tomorrow at 1 a.m.
There you go. Middle of the night, baby. There you go.
That's right.
So and then remember Tuesday we have Sharkenstein with Steven down there, and Miss Greta Volkova will be joining us, the star of Sharkenstein.
I do believe that Steven should get a hat and wear it sideways.
You definitely
all right. It's like I'll just hurry up.
I'm starting a video like this.
That's right.
Actually, though, with my background, even I don't even know if a hat would be good anyway, because it wouldn't really matter. I look like I'm bald now anyway. $1 million. I got a whole back with your name on it.
There you go.
And what I got coming up, I'm gonna watch more Polonia Brothers.
There you go.
That's right.
Well, go to Tubi. There's tons of them on there. So.
I want to watch. I saw Jurassic Prey. I liked it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the part when Jeff, who plays the actor, he's like, "I've been in a lot of movies people may not know."
That's hilarious. Well, actually, T Betty is going to be joining me on a couple of the reviews. So,
all right,
we shall.
That's awesome.
I'm learning.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me.
Sucked in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll draw you into the world of Polonia.
We worship the shark.
The Amityville shark.
The 2-second shark. Yeah.
So I think for next week, we will be talking, because we're going to be talking a little bit of, I don't know what we're going to do. I got to change. I don't know if I should do just that one. I think I want to save that. I think we're going to do something Christmas. Maybe we'll take you know what? Let's take a look at, we're going to take a look at 2006's Black Christmas.
Oh, God, no.
No, the 2006 Black
It's
Christmas.
better than the newer one. Yeah.
Yeah, not the new one. I know the new one's dog poo, but the one 2006 is good.
All I'll say about the 2006 is cookie cutters. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I do know
it'll be something Christmas related next week.
Yeah, Christmas, and then on the 31st.
Yeah.
Christmas in July, and then on the 31st next week we'll be back on We'll be back on my channel next week, and then on the 31st, we'll be back here on Al's channel for a night of werewolves.
Yep.
Ooh, I like that.
So we got Christmas and werewolves coming. So
That's right. And
Sounds good.
in August, August 7th, we will be back on Al's channel for August 7th. We are going to be taking a deep look at a fantastic movie called Series 7, The Contenders. And we might even mix in a little Running Man into that because it's sort of like the same. And then on the 14th, we have our second official guest. We will be welcoming in Dr. Gangrene. That's right. Dr. Gangrene is a horror host, and he'll be coming by on the 14th. And I do believe we will be talking about the Gila monster. So the giant Gila monster. So that will be a lot of fun. That's what's coming up in August, the first 2 weeks in August. And after that, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
We shall see. We definitely have a bunch of ideas, so we'll definitely get something going.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're gonna call it a night a little early. Yeah.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed it, and everyone in the chat, y'all have a good one, though.
Nice meeting you too, Betty.
Nice meeting you, Steve.
Thanks both of you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us, of course. Yep.
Really, it's always a good time talking about the Polonians.
Yes.
That's right.
Tuesday is going to be a fun night. To be Tuesday.
Happy Polonia week, everybody.
All right.
And then, and I do want to mention Tubi Tuesday starts a little early than usual, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, 7:30 Central for people that live in my area.
That's right. Have all your Polonia questions ready for Greta.
Yep. Very, very true. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. See y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.